Welcome to Fanm Kreyol Takeover, presented by Belfam Inc. and Lux TV. I'm your host, Middles, and today we have
Noel.
Jeff Noel. Who is Jeff Noel?
Jeff Noel is a king. And I don't say that in a prideful way. I say it as someone who knows my worth and someone who knows my value. Okay. But apart from being a king, Jeff Noel is also an author, and I'm the founder of Barbershop Speaks.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. What exactly is Barbershop Speaks?
Oh, thank you for asking. So Barbershop Speaks is a social organization that I created in 2016, and it's based off the idea that people don't go to barbershops for haircuts, but they go for conversations. Okay. So essentially, we host intelligent discussions inside barbershops and beauty salons.
Oh, really? Inside beauty salons?
Yes, girl.
So why not Unisex Speaks or Barbershop Salon Speaks?
Because initially that wasn't the idea.
Oh, okay.
Initially it was only barbershops, but one thing that I noticed was that more women were coming to my events than men, although it was inside barbershops.
Do you think it was so that we can see the men?
Listen, I'm not gonna speculate, but I think that's a fair assumption. But also, when we have Barbershop Speaks at beauty salons, more men come than women.
I think that's exactly what it is.
You think that's what it is?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said you are an author, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So what type of books have you written? What author of what? What are the names?
Yeah, so my first book is called Powerful Presenting: How to Overcome One of the Nation's Greatest Fears. Okay. And I wrote that book in 2017 because I speak at a lot of high schools, colleges, universities, conferences, galas, etc. Okay. And when people see that I speak, they always ask, how can I become a better speaker? How can I become a more effective presenter? And I just got tired of giving free advice. And I was like, you know what? Let me write a book. Let me write a book about this. And believe it or not, I was always, since I was 20 or 19, 18 or 19, I was always wanted to write a book. Okay. But this was the first one that I actually finished. Okay. But I wrote this book to help people overcome the fear of public speaking. Okay. And then to speak effectively. Okay. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. And then I do see a second book on the table. Yes. What is this one? Yeah. So the second book is called Go: How to Cross the Starting Line. Okay. And I wrote this book because most people, they never reach the finish line because they never actually start. So people would see what I did with Barbershop Speaks, how I started in 2016. Okay. People saw that I went and got my master's degree from FIU. Oh, that's so cool. They saw that I ran for president of the student government and won, and they're like, okay, how can I start? How can I be propelled to go and reach the finish line? Okay. So I realized that there was an issue where there's obstacles in the way that prevents people from actually starting. Okay, so this just doesn't veer towards entrepreneurs. This is for people in general that wants to start something in their life. So it can be going back to school or just starting a small project. It doesn't have to be a business per se. Yeah, exactly. So when I initially went to college after high school, I dropped out of college after only being there for 1 year. Oh, wow. And I dropped out to start a business. Okay. And I started a business. It was called Noel's Healthy Living. Okay. And within 4 months of having that business, it actually failed. Okay. And so here I was, a college dropout, a failure in business. And I didn't want to really go to work because they say that a job stands for just over broke. So I didn't want that. You never heard that? So I didn't want no just over broke, but I eventually had to do it. So I started working, and while I was working, and I have phenomenal parents, I had a good job and etc. But I was like, I felt too comfortable. So I decided to cross the starting line and move out of my parents' house and move to a new city. Okay. But in doing so, I also crossed the starting line again and went back to school. So move out of it. So where are you located right now? Yeah, so right now I moved back to Miami after being in Orlando for a couple of years. Okay, so that's where you went to Orlando. The new city was Orlando. Exactly. Okay. But in order for me to take those significant steps in my life, I had to cross the starting line.
Okay.
I had to overcome fear. I had to overcome laziness.
Okay.
I had to overcome negative thinking. I had to overcome this idea that everything will be perfect. I even had to overcome the idea of being too successful, whatever that is, right?
Okay.
Which is the actual fear people have. So that's why I wrote Go, How to Cross the Starting Line.
So my thing is this all you do, the Barbershop Speaks, and being an author? Is that what you do for a living?
Yeah, so I'll say this is the most meaningful part of what I do.
Okay.
Because, I mean, of course you have work and you have what actually brings you joy, what brings you passion. And that can be your work also, don't get me wrong. That can be your work, that can be your job. But this is definitely the most meaningful thing that I do.
So I'm assuming you are Haitian.
Haitian, oui.
100%. I like that. So, kote famo soti Haiti, kote yo soti Haiti. Were you born in Haiti?
No, I was actually born in Ositazini, here in Miami, Florida, Parkway Hospital, room 214. I'm kidding. I don't know the room.
The room he was born in.
Yeah. Even though the doctor's name. No, I'm kidding. I don't know that. But I was born on a beautiful Saturday morning. I can tell you that.
Oh, you knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I was born and raised here in Miami. My parents, my dad is from Okap, more specifically Milo. Is right below Pala Sans Souci and Citadel. And my mom is from Jacmel.
Oh, that's where my dad is from.
Yes.
We might be related.
Most likely. We're Haitian, but there's a good chance.
So, when I Haiti?
So I only been to Haiti once, and it was a phenomenal experience. I loved it.
Did you go to like the city, the country of Haiti, or like the Cameroon or something like that?
No, the actual. So I flew into Okap, and I spent most of my time there.
Okay.
So I had a chance to visit a lot of the historical sites there. I spoke at a youth conference in Haiti, and I had a chance to meet my father's side of the family because I never met them before.
That's cool.
So it was just a beautiful experience. And we played basketball together, which was really fun. Like they thought I was gonna come in soft, but I was like, nah, we playing basketball.
I mean, I would assume. I mean, you're super tall from what I've seen.
Yeah, I got some height on me. Definitely over 6 feet, ladies. Which camera I'm looking at? Definitely over 6 feet.
You hear that, ladies? So that must mean he's single. Is that what you're trying to say?
And listen, you could take from whatever you want from what I just said. You could draw your own inference.
Okay. So, do you see yourself going back to Haiti anytime soon?
Yeah, I mean, I love the country of Haiti, and I love the people of Haiti. So, I don't see myself living there, but I do see myself visiting and seeing how I could participate in what I believe is a positive movement from the diaspora. Actually, they're making efforts to do good work there. So I see myself helping out and being involved.
So growing up in a Haitian household, right? I'm assuming.
Safe assumption, which is also true.
Was it a l'école l'église lacaille home?
I would say yes, l'école l'église lacaille. However, it wasn't as rigid and strict.
Why? Because you were the son, the guy, or was it strict for your sisters and not you?
I mean, I think she would make the argument that was more strict for her. And I think that'll be fair. But also, although my parents they tend to be traditional, but they gave us the autonomy to sort of take in the culture that we were being raised in. So for example, my mom or dad wouldn't get upset if we whistled around the house. So they wouldn't get upset about things like that. But they, just like any Haitian household, they want you to go to church every Sunday morning and Sunday nights and go with them to the church services at the houses every Tuesday.
Right.
So they wanted that, and that's expected. But I think a lot of that is helped mold me to who I am today.
So my thing is, do they support you in what you're doing? Have they been to a Barbershop Speaks event? Because I know like some Haitian parents, ça yo connaît, c'est pour docteur, c'est pour ingénieur, nurse, c'est pas rien encore.
Yeah.
Just that route. Is that what they want from you, or do they support you completely in what you're doing?
Yes, I would say initially that's what they wanted, because they see having the profession of a lawyer, doctor, engineer as the path of least resistance. However, I can say over the past 5 to 6 years, or maybe even since I moved to Orlando, they began to see a much larger picture where instead of living for a paycheck, you living for a purpose.
Okay.
And my mom probably sold more books than I did.
Really?
Yeah,
That's so sweet.
Yeah, my mom, she's selling these books out.
That's so sweet.
So
I
I definitely have the support of my parents as well.
Okay. Well, this is a Belle Femme Inc. show.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Cremas is good. Okay.
Yes, Valmas Cremas. They have some of the. Matter of fact, let me take a sip. You just
this Cremas is good. Yes.
Mm-hmm. What flavor do you have?
I have the coffee flavor.
Oh, you know what? I've never even tried that.
You gotta try it.
I'm not a big coffee. No, I'm not. I'm not trying it right now.
I was about to give you some of mine. Like, what?
Like I was saying, this is a Belle Femme Inc. show. How do you define a Belle Femme? What is a Belle Femme to you?
Yeah. So a Belle Femme is someone, well, obviously is a woman, but a Belle Femme is a woman who lives with meaning, a woman who knows her worth. So I believe that each and every person have intrinsic worth and intrinsic value. However, not everyone knows their worth. So I think what makes someone a belle femme and what makes someone beautiful is them living and acknowledging their worth and actually taking purposeful steps to bring that worth and show that worth to the outside world.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay, 10 points for you.
So thank you very much. Let me tally that.
So, the trend this summer is hot girl summer.
Yes,
and I'm not going to lie, the hot girls have been winning. I don't care what nobody says, the hot girls have been winning. Based on social media, at least.
But listen, it's 2019. It's the year of the woman, all right?
Okay. What?
It'll be the year of the woman from 2019 until the end of time.
See, these ladies probably can't even be mad at you. You don't even give them room to be mad at you.
Nah,
so my question is, are you a hot boy? Are you living a hot boy summer?
So define a hot boy summer for me, and I can answer that question better.
I'm gonna always be biased. To me, I think a hot girl is, someone that's, doing what they gotta do. They're saying what they mean and meaning what they say. They're handling their business. They're doing it in the most appropriate way. In the most modest way. We're going to brunches. We're loving each other. We're supporting each other. We're sharing great experiences. We're just being grown and sexy without the petty. A hot boy to me is, he just trying to Netflix and chill for the summer. I'm just saying, and he's just trying to get some. Matter of fact, he don't even want love for the summertime. he's picking out who he want to deal with for cuffing season. Okay, I sound so bad, but I am being biased. But no, really, I support the guys. I support the guys though. So. Yeah.
So by your metrics of a hot boy summer, I'm not having a hot boy summer.
Okay.
So
what kind of summer are you having?
I'm having a summer of reflection.
Okay. And
a summer of seeking out how I can make more of an impact in this world.
Okay. I like that. So I do have a question for you. So, there's this image that women have of Haitian men. Haitian men cheat. Haitian men are no good. Haitian men are this. Haitian men are that. What is your perspective on this? And, how can you stand firm for our Haitian men? How can you stand by our Haitian men and change our minds?
So they say perception is reality.
Okay.
I think that's wrong. Right? Because what you just said, the perception is Haitian men cheat. But the reality is Haitian men do not cheat.
Okay.
Haitian men are 100% faithful. We're the best on this planet. The United States Census Bureau actually has a report that says Haitian men are less likely to cheat. I'm joking. That's not true.
I was waiting. I'm like, can we pull this up?
That's not true. Let's pull this up. That was fake news. Okay. No. But I mean, we're prone, as humans in general, we're prone to fall.
Okay.
We're prone to fall into temptation. We're prone to do things that we're not supposed to do. Okay. Now, that's not an excuse. It's certainly not an excuse, but that tends to happen. But fortunately, that happens to a very small portion of Haitian men.
Okay.
So for most of us, well, let me speak for myself. I just can't conceive of stepping outside the bounds of a commitment.
Okay.
So for this Haitian man, he doesn't cheat.
Okay, I like that. Almost sounds convincing. I'm kidding.
true.
Okay, so let's continue with that hot boy summer. So we're going into Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yeah.
Woman Crush Wednesday. If you can pick a woman crush, who would it be?
If I could pick and she has to be single, or
she doesn't have to be single. She doesn't have to be single. And if she is single, you know, could you possibly, if it's someone, well, you know, it can be anybody because you never know. God works in mysterious ways. If she is single, could you see marriage with her?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm hesitant to give a name of a person, but I can give a description of a woman crush Wednesday.
Oh, we need a name.
You need a name.
If you can't give that name, then give somebody else. But you know what? Actually, I'm curious to hear the description. Let's do the description, and then we'll go into someone else that can get an actual physical name.
Okay, so I would say my woman crush Wednesday. WCW, right? Why'd I have to say the whole thing? My WCW would be a woman who is adaptable, who can adapt to any situation. Okay. A woman who's intelligent, but also have a little hood in them. Okay. You know, you need a little hood. You know, you gotta listen to some Cardi B. You gotta be like, you can with me if you wanted to. Like, you gotta be able to do that. You know. But then you have to be able to turn around and recite Langston Hughes. So, you know, so someone like that. What are some other examples? Someone with a sense of humor, because I tend to be extremely funny. Right. Yes, as you.
I see that.
You see that, right?
That.
You know, so I tell a lot of jokes, and someone who at least have a sense of humor. You don't have to laugh at all my jokes. Right. But someone that you could feel like have fun and joke with. So all those descriptions would define who would be a woman crush Wednesday.
That's cute. I like that. So let's go back to a name. I need a woman crush Wednesday with a name, a WCW with a name.
Oh, wow. A WCW with a name. Yes. Okay, so my younger sister gave me a name earlier. What was the name again? I'm just going to use that one. I'm joking. I don't know her, so I'm not going to say it. But I'll say someone with the qualities of a Michelle Obama.
Oh, that is so. That. Oh, that was the right answer.
Someone with those qualities.
That means that you value women. Not saying, you know what? Not saying if you named anyone else you wouldn't value women, but she's a very strong Black woman. Like, you know what? She stands for like the greatest things ever. I completely support her movement, how she supports Barack, and just women in general. She dresses very modest. She dresses very modest. She's just always beautiful at all times, inside and out. So I completely agree. So I guess I can go ahead and tell you what my man crush Monday is.
Go ahead, tell me, girl.
You know, let me describe him. Tall.
Yeah.
Bad.
Okay.
You know what's funny? My man crush Monday is not even in the Haitian community.
All right, then don't mention him. It's fine.
Ooh, we good. Shady.
We good. Next scene. Okay. Next question.
Shady.
I'm kidding.
First of all, Michelle Obama is not even Haitian.
First of all, you don't know that.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay. I can say that.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, it's Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
I don't know what it is about this man. Like, he is just the definition of a Black man, just a beautiful, educated, strong Black man. And I don't know. I feel like the way he moves in the community, he reminds me of a man. Like, his relationship with his mother, his relationship with his father, his friends, and you don't ever hear no shade or no Roxy stuff about him in the social media world. And he just carries himself very well. You know, he's very respectable. I'm saying this like, I done met the man already, but I will eventually.
Come on, you better call the things that be nice what they were.
He is a great man to me, at least from what I've seen. And you know what? I feel like my husband should, be a strong Black man like Michael B. Jordan, similar to him, not like him, with the personality of Kevin Hart. I love Kevin Hart. Oh my gosh, he is so great.
But did you know Michael B. Jordan is 5'11" and the shoe size is 7?
Why does that matter?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
He's not 5'11".
Your heart started beating.
Thank you very much. Michael Bakari Jordan. He was born February 9th.
I was just testing you. I was making sure. See if you're going to change your answer. Okay.
And that's tall though. I'm only 5'5".
No, listen. Because women, when they see 6 feet and they see 5'11", they think it's like
the 1 inch difference is such a big thing. I get it. You know what? I tend to think like that as well. I'm not even gonna flex.
I was testing you.
So let's go on. Let's talk about social media. So social media, right? I know it's what's popping right now. People are using social media for everything. So do you tend to use social media more for your personal life or your business?
Definitely business.
Okay.
Let me change the answer. What I present to the world is usually along the lines of business.
Okay.
But I am a part of group chats. One is called Too Funny Group Chat.
Okay.
Where we always do is send each other funny memes and videos.
Okay.
So there is a lot of pleasure behind it, but for the most part, it's business.
Okay.
And I recently started using Twitter.
I like Twitter. You know, it's so funny. Let me tell you, Twitter is my freshman year of college. No, you know what? I'm not gonna say my sophomore year of college. Twitter was popping. It was just the hottest thing, and I failed the class because of Twitter. In class, always on Twitter. Always want to know what's going on. If you know they're we're in the cafe right now. I gotta go to the cafe. And by the grace of God, I took that class again, and I took it at a campus, and I didn't have any phone signal. So while I was in class, I couldn't get on Twitter. But I failed the class because of Twitter.
Wow.
Yep. And in one summer, MySpace kept me in the house the whole summer. When MySpace was pop, I don't know if you know about MySpace. Were you born in MySpace?
I'm a millennial, okay? She act like I'm Gen Z and up in here. Nah, I'm a millennial. What you mean?
Yeah.
I know about Tom.
Where you had your top 8 on lock, huh?
Yo, top 8 serious.
Okay.
You know, Tom probably stood at that computer right now. He's like this. I don't know what he
Bring
was
MySpace
doing.
back. So speaking of social media, where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Jeff Noel Speaks. So that's Jeff Noel Speaks on Instagram and Twitter. I say that to this camera?
Yes.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Jeff Noel Speaks. That's Jeff Noel Speaks.
He is a regular Dave Chappelle today.
My chest.
So, question.
Yes.
We don't ever really hear these questions about men, but do you think that men put up a facade on social media about who they really are? Do you think they act like representatives on social media?
100% yes.
Okay.
I don't think it's only men, but because you asked about men, I'll just go with men. Men are always seeing how they could get to the top of the dominance hierarchy. Right? Mm-hmm. Because once you reach the top or you have a level of status, then you have the ability to attract the most mates or the most potential mates, right? So there's always a fight, whether it be intentional or unintentional, to reach the top of the dominance hierarchy. Okay. And social media is the perfect platform to get to the top without actually doing work.
Okay, so that means like the guy in real life is 5'7", but be acting 6 foot. On 6
feet. You know, they taking pictures like this.
Right. So my question is for you. I know, so as a man yourself, is there any men in the community or, just a man in general that you admire, that you feel like, that represents, what a real man you know what? Let me not say what a real man. Is there any men that you admire?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that. What a real man should be. I'll take that. Definitely my father.
Oh, that's cool.
My dad. He is my inspiration. Okay. For being a man. Okay, that's cool. Everywhere I go, or each time I meet someone new, especially when I meet Moon Blanc, like I always bring in my father because he's such an amazing guy. And sometimes there's an assumption when they see someone like me, there's an assumption that I was raised by a single mother, when that's not the case at all. So my dad is someone I look up to. One of my favorite mentors, his name is Saif Shuf. He's the vice president of engagement at Florida International University.
Oh, okay, shout out to Saif.
Shout out Saif.
Oh, yes, I said Saif. I'm slaughtering.
You gotta get it right, baby. Saif, he's called the Miami's connector in chief. Okay. And so he's an inspiration of mine. I could go down the list. You want me to go down the list?
No. We don't have no time for the list. Okay. We do not have time for the list.
Because I'm about to shout every mentor out.
No shouting your mama, your daddy, your cousins, your homeboys. Not today.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I see you drinking the crema.
Look, this thing is addicting, man.
It is good. Stay over there. I'm gonna take my sip too. Okay. I'm running out.
So we have this portion called Fanm Kreyol Takeover Special Topics, and today you wanted to talk about domestic violence. So I'm gonna just go ahead and let you have the floor to talk about domestic violence. How what is it about domestic violence that made you want to talk about domestic violence?
Yeah. So the reason why, when I looked at the list of potential special topics, I looked at domestic violence, is because I think that's an issue in the community that needs more attention.
Okay.
I'm not the type of person to say no one is talking about it or no one is doing anything, because I do believe that there is a movement to speak about it more.
Okay.
For example, Representative Dottie Joseph of District 108, she recently passed a bill that would help victims of domestic violence. And I think that's important. I think that's important to the women in our community. And it's a difficult subject. And whenever I approach the topic or begin speaking about it and having a conversation around it, like, it sort of brings me down and mellow, because I understand the severity of it, and that so many women, they feel trapped. They feel like there's chains around their neck and their hands that's preventing them from leaving situations where they're getting abused.
I know some people that were in domestic relationships, and the stories that they tell, it's surreal. Like, by the grace of God, I've not been in a domestic violence relationship.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how they were so strong in that, because it's bad, having someone talk to you, abuse you verbally, mentally, emotionally, and it's sad that men do that.
Yeah, and I love how you brought. Oh no, go ahead. You're about to say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think that it's vice versa? Men experience abuse from women?
Yeah, I mean, of course. No, I think that's true. I believe that can be the case, because, as you mentioned, domestic violence is more than physical abuse. It's also emotional abuse, and it also can be spiritual abuse.
That's true.
So in the Haitian community, a lot of us are, our believers are Christians. I'm a Christian as well. But someone can potentially try to distort the Bible and use it as a way to suppress someone.
Absolutely.
So that's a form of domestic violence.
Absolutely.
Emotional abuse, to make someone feel less than a person and constantly berating them and making them feel as though their voice have no significance.
Absolutely.
Like, that's domestic violence, and that can affect men and it can affect women as well.
Okay, well, I like your input on that. So my thing is, with your business, right?
Yes.
What is your experience? Have you worked with women in your business?
Yeah. So
what's your experience with working with men? I mean, with women.
My experience with let me. So recently, as I mentioned, I graduated my master's from FIU. But while I was getting my master's, I served as president of the student government. And as president, I had the choice of picking my cabinet, and my cabinet was 100% women. Okay. And 100%. So we called them the queens of the cabinet. Okay, I like that. Yes.
The ladies must really like you.
They tend to. But we called them the queens of the cabinet, and working with them were phenomenal. They were always on top of everything, very diligent, very punctual. They cared about people. Like, they had I would call it like innate desire to see good for others. And working with them, having them in my cabinet, was just an incredible experience.
That's good. So being a business owner, doing the things that you do you find it hard to be in a relationship?
I would say a soft yes, a very soft yes. Why you gave me a face?
I'm just waiting.
You gave me a look. That was a look. I don't know if the camera picked it up. You gave me a look. We have to zoom into that. No, but I would say a soft yes. So something about me, although I'm not in a relationship now, when this video gets aired, we don't know if that'll change. So
wishful thinking.
Listen, you don't know.
Into the atmosphere.
But see, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so when I am in a relationship, I'm extremely committed. Okay. But I believe you can be committed without dropping all your other commitments. Okay. So I have the capability to do that. Okay. And, I'm very wise about how I spend my time. Okay. So it's never a burden to be in a relationship and do business at the same time. Okay.
So let's go right back to Hot Boy Summer, right? So since you're in the Hot Boy Summer, what is for your Hot Boy Summer? What is your favorite quote that you're using for the Hot Boy Summer this summer?
My favorite quote that I'm using, so my favorite quote is the person who says the person who says I failed is 10 times stronger than the person who asks what if.
Deep. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, one last time, let's go ahead and tell everybody where we can find you. How we can get your books, your social media. How can we find and get to know Jeff?
Yeah. So yes. So right now, so you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Jeff Noel Speaks. And so this book, Go, How to Cross the Starting Line, is out right now. So I encourage you to purchase your copy, to go on jeffersonnoel.com. I repeat, jeffersonnoel.com, and you could get your physical copy of Go, How to Cross the Starting Line. And in addition to that, you can also go on Amazon as well to get your copy of Go, How to Cross the Starting Line. Most people, they never reach the finish line because they never actually start. And I want you to start. I want you to go, because you definitely have the power and the capability to do much greater than what you're doing now. You always have something within you that you can bring to the world and change many, many lives.
Wonderful. I too am a business owner, so I definitely think you guys that are trying to start your businesses or trying to start anything in general should definitely check this book out. It looks like it has some great stuff in here, and it's called Go, How to Start the how to Cross the Starting Line. And as also, he does have powerful presenting for anyone that's trying to get stronger in public speaking, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, do you have any last words for the people?
Yeah, so last words is never forget that you are a person of worth. Your life has purpose, your life has worth, and your life has value, and never let anyone tell you that it doesn't.
This guy is a deep guy. He's been strong with energy all day today. But anyways, thank you guys again for joining Fanm Kreyol Takeover. Bisous.
Mwah.